Hello and welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to go over my top 3 ways to combine text in your cells. We've got the concatenate function, the TEXTJOIN function, and using the ampersand. Let's get started. So with our example up on screen, you can see that we've got the first name, a last name, and a column for the full name. This will allow us to create the full name within a singular cell. The first step, as always, is to hit the equal sign. Equals concatenate, open bracket. So now we can click the first name, separate it with a comma, and the last name. You can close the bracket and press enter. And with that, you've been able to combine the text from 2 different columns into one singular cell. If you copy this all the way down, it will copy the formula so that it takes in consideration any row from column A and column B and combines them into column C. Now let's say we want to add a space between each of the first names and the last names. What you can do is create another concatenate formula, text1, comma. In order to add a space, all you have to do is quotation, space, quotation mark, comma, and last name. You can close that bracket and press enter. With that, you've been able to add a space. If we come back into this formula, you'll see that we can't just add a space as it won't recognize what this text is. So you have to add a quotation mark in order for it to understand that that is an additional element that you want to add. From here, you can copy this all the way down, and it will add a space between every single first name and last name. With this formula, you can combine the rows and columns as much as you would like. For example, you can combine this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. But just remember that you always put a comma in between. Once you close the bracket, press enter, you'll see that we've combined every single one from A, B, C, and D. Another formula that you can use to combine text is simply by using the ampersand sign. So you can do equals, let's click our first cell, ampersand, which is your and sign, and then the next one. Once you're done, it will look just like the concatenate function. Again, if you want to add a space in between, all you have to do is add the quotations with a space. But you always have to add the ampersand in between each of them, almost like you would do with the commas. So equals Steve, ampersand, quotation mark, space, quotation mark, ampersand, last name. Once you're done, press enter, and there you'll see that there is a space between the first and the last name. One final formula that you can use to combine text is called the TEXTJOIN function. So let's go with equals TEXTJOIN. And here you will see it's asking for a delimiter to ignore your text and all the text that you would like to join. The delimiter is basically what do you want to include in between your text. So for example, what we've been doing in the other examples is adding a space. So again, we can do quotation marks around your space as your delimiter, comma, and you write true if you want to ignore empty cells and false if you want to include empty cells. So for this one, we don't have any empty cells, but let's say true for now. And then now we can combine the text that we would like. So I want text in A and text in B. Close that bracket. And once you press enter, you'll see that there's a space between the first name and the last name. Let's say we don't want a space between our first name and last name, and maybe we want to add a comma, or maybe we want to add a dash. Let's go with TEXTJOIN, open brackets. We want to add our delimiter in quotation marks. So let's say comma. We want to this time include empty cells. And then we can say last name, comma, first name. In this formula, we've created it so that the last name will show up first, separated by a comma, then proceeded by the first name. Once you press enter, you can see this, and there you go. Now let's say I want to also still add a space in between the last name and the first name in this last cell. I can come up here, and just before that last closing quotation mark, add a space. Everything within the quotation marks will be captured, including blank spaces. Once you press enter, you can see that there is a space and a comma separating the last name and the first name. And there you have it. That's 3 different ways to combine text within your cells. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. See you next time. Thanks for watching.